Hi sweeties, so today I'm going to be reviewing this cilantro sauce that is made by this host in his YouTube channel called Not Another Cooking Show. Stay tuned. The reason I was looking for a cilantro sauce was because I had so much cilantro and I literally just went and said, let me Google, but no, let me go to YouTube and see what I can find on YouTube. So what I did was I went on YouTube and I searched for cilantro sauce. And the first thing that came up was these two top videos, and his was literally the second video. And I said, wow, okay. I listened to what he was saying about the secret sauce, the secret weapon to his grilled cheese. And I said, okay, let me try it. But let me first go to his YouTube. Perhaps he has other vegan options. But as I looked through the videos, he really has more meat options. So I just was like, okay, let me just go back and do the cilantro sauce recipe, and he gives you a link to his website that has the cilantro sauce recipe and his grilled cheese. So I focused on the cilantro sauce. So as you can see, I do not have as much cilantro as he has in his video, and it's because I didn't want to make a lot compared to what he made because of what happened when I made the cheese sauce with Chef Derek, and I'll leave the link below. But I just wanted a portion that I would be able to use for the week. And I just used one bunch of cilantro and one bunch of scallions. And I'm going to leave the recipe below so that you can just write it down or just follow along with me as I create this cilantro sauce recipe. When cutting the jalapenos, make sure you wear gloves. You do not want that heat to be stuck on your fingers and then you scratch your eye or your nose. So I did not use the seeds. I did de-seed it and cleaned it. I did cut it in half. I didn't have to chop up everything so much because I got a new blender for Christmas, a Ninja. So I did put the blade in the freezer, as he mentions in the video. He says to put the blade in the freezer because he doesn't want the sauce to overheat. So I am taking the blade out of the freezer. There it is, frosty. And I'm placing it into my Ninja. And here is where I'm adding the lime juice. And I only use one lime. At this point, I add the cilantro and the scallions. I do not add the chives. At low speed, I begin to blend. And then I add 1/4 cups of avocado oil and 1/4 cups of mayo. Make sure that the mayo is vegan. Then add half of an avocado and 1 tablespoon of agave or maple syrup. Then you're going to blend it at low speed for a few seconds, not too long because we're not making a big batch. We're making a small portion that should last you a few days, hopefully less than a week. Then you use the spatula to clean up the sides of the blender to make sure you get all the greens back in. Then at this point, we will add a little bit of salt. And now we're gonna add the last ingredients, which is chives. I didn't have fresh, that is the reason I'm adding 2 tablespoons of dried chives. I tasted the sauce before adding the chives and I personally prefer it without the chives. But I'm going to recommend that you make the recipe as he suggested and then you make that decision. Taste the recipe before adding the chives and then taste it after. And then you can decide what you're gonna do next, okay? So at this point, I use the spatula to clean up the sides and just to bring everything together. And I was done with the sauce at this point. And the amount of sauce that I was able to make would fit into a small mason jar. and half of another small jar that I used to make my turmeric and ginger shots. I used the sauce to spread mostly for my scrambled tofu, made sandwiches with it, and put it a little bit on my salads. I personally would recommend making this sauce. Oh, if you want the recipe to my tofu scramble, I will link it below. But I hope you do enjoy this video, and I hope you do try this sauce because it is really good. I would make the sauce again, but I would not add the chives, but that is my personal preference. So you do what you would like with this recipe. And always remember, guys, be real, not perfect. Bye.